Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
It is tied 1-1 between Team Secret and Nigma. We're going to find out who is going to take that final slot at the winners bracket finals against Virtus Pro. Will happen tomorrow, but one of these two teams is going to make it there. Which one? That is the question that me and my panel will try to answer before the teams will answer themselves.
Remaining.
I'm here with Lizard. I'm here with Capitalist. Gentlemen, we were absolutely
5
wrong
seconds remaining.
in terms of what was going to happen in game number 2. But one thing we all agreed on was this was a much-needed win for Nigma, much-needed loss for Secret. And I hope that that means it's going to be both teams on their best behavior for game number 3. Lizard, what do you say?
I'm just thinking, like, can Secret still play without Monkey King? Do they know how to?
They just played with Monkey King, though.
Without?
Yeah, but they just played with it, and they didn't play that one right either.
Yeah, so the implication is that they're not going to pick it anymore?
But it was cheese, right? That's what it is. It's
yeah.
Food mother. Can they actually draft the normal
themselves?
Yeah, they cheese themselves.
They themselves.
They overdid it even. We had Meepos, we have Brood Mothers, we had with mid.
Look at that respect.
Best check yourself before
Radiant
you wreck
team ban.
I agree that Miracle Lifestealer, man, he easily looks like the best lifestealer in Dota right now.
Nigma is setting up for maybe a first pick bat as well, leaving that in the pool compared to their previous bans. Another one that is still in the pool is Snapfire. So which one will be banned out by Secret? That they're thinking about very long.
Snapfire has not been
10
that
seconds remaining
at this tournament.
True.
It has been remember at least yesterday.
5 seconds remaining.
Bolstered up a bit today.
Nyx is banned out and Batrider
Dire
is still in the
team
pool, so
pick.
maybe that's one of the things to consider, but so is Snapfire. And when Nyx is banned out, Snapfire is pretty decent.
Yeah.
One of the best heroes versus Snapfire right now is that Nyx
Radiant
is
team pick.
You can never get your ult here. Whenever you start using Mortimer's Kiss, he just carapaces and you're done. And
I like that Kuro is just sticking with it. He had a literal 1v1 battle in that previous game that he lost to Poppy, getting Poppy a triple kill. But he's like, I won with this. I still want the Enchantress over the Chen.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, if they wanted, Batrider is still a good hero versus
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Like in the laning phase,
Dire
still a little
team
questionable,
pick.
right? Like it's good that you have damage to be able to output against Enchantress, that you don't have to right click her, but the neutral creep can still be really annoying.
yeah, but the hero just does a lot. Overall, you don't care about her untouchable later on as well, because it's one of those heroes that forces Enchantress to go for a BKB, as if you get enough sticky napalm charges on her, you just kill her with Firefly. She's
10
wishy
seconds
enough.
remaining.
You can't survive that. In the laning stage as well, it's quite difficult for her.
5 seconds
Later on, though,
remaining.
when this Batrider is played by a greedy player, he brings so much to the table. He goes for those travels early on, or even a Blink Dagger, and starts making things happen. But if you're position 5, it doesn't really do as much. We'll see where they put it.
There's even position 4, right? They ran it with the Yapsor
Yeah, that's what I meant.
as well.
That's
So
the
they've
4,
got 3, 4, and 5 all open with that. Leshrac, a little bit more solidified. I feel like that's most likely. I feel best about Leshrac right now when you give
Dire team ban.
an opportunity.
Changing it up with a Tiny.
They have played that Tiny on position 4. They played it on their carry with Wisp to back him up.
I'm position 2 as well. They
Radiant team ban.
They definitely didn't back off from this plan. Tiny. This hero has been drafted in every single game like a month ago. Then he suffered a couple of nerfs and suddenly disappeared, but they're bringing Tiny back.
Yeah, I still think it's an insane 4 position. I think Toss, even with the nerfs that happened, range of Toss, still just conceptually
10 seconds remaining.
Way too strong to be able to just relocate
5 seconds remaining.
Enemy heroes into team. But I always feel good when, like, I like the fact that Nigma took the step in game 2 to be able to grab their 4 position and give Mind Control a better off lane than what they initially did, where they grabbed that Timber Saw really early. And then he didn't have much of game. On top of that, I always feel good about a lineup that has a 4 that can initiate. And so if Tiny is a 4 position, does that in spades once he gets that blink deck.
With that
10 seconds remaining.
Ban from Team PL makes me think that this Batrider
5 seconds
should be their
remaining.
offlaner, because think about it, you already have Leshrac. That hero is actually super decent versus PL.
Radiant
Because
team
of this Batrider
ban.
pick, you're forced to ban it out as PL destroys Batrider in the lane. So that's a decent ban. Let's see what they ban with this second pick, because they still have what? Slark and perhaps Weaver Void. That's it. Nyx is already banned out.
Yep.
This is an easy bet offlane game.
I don't think I'm too like I
10 seconds
could
remaining.
be annoyed by Phantom Lancer.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
I feel like Slark just falls over against Leshrac lineups.
Yeah.
So I would still be okay with leaving Slark in there. I also feel like he's just, I think he's a tier down. Would you agree with that? When like the tiers of carries,
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
Slark is definitely a step down.
But
below.
why? Because he
Phantom
was
Lancer,
like
Life Stealer.
He
he
looked
was like
amazing.
the next hot thing with the Ags as well. What
And that-
changed?
well, people started missing every pound.
Yeah.
Like they buy that tags and they never actually pounced on target because you have too much range.
The offlaner meta is different.
Radiant
That's
team
really what
pick.
allowed Slark to shine when he's matched up against Abaddon's Omnis, who are just like these tanky heroes that allow you to stat up over and over again. Instead, you're matched up against these different kind of offlaners, like Mars, for example.
Yeah.
Is actually quite good versus.
Yeah, we had a lot of Slardars as well drafted.
Yeah,
He's banned in this
Slardar
game, but also
pops him.
does very well against him. In any case, they banned
10
out that
seconds
Void, so
remaining.
It does make me think that this Batrider should be their offlaner. That's how they're
5
protecting
seconds
him, at least with
remaining.
these bans.
Or maybe they want to give that impression so that they're leading Nigma astray on the path. I don't know how many mind games, because we
Oh,
always
that's definitely
Yeah?
That's definitely
okay, because
possible.
we always like to mind game way more than teams sometimes think about the draft. Like, oh, they picked this hero because of all these reasons, and it literally was something. Oh, I just like to play it because it feels good.
It depends on the tier of the draft.
Yeah.
If you're a tier down, you're just thinking about drafting something for yourself that makes sense.
Dire team
You know, and something that can actually work. But all right.
all right. So all I was thinking about that, it was like, I don't
Radiant
think it's
team
ever worth
pick.
it to use 2 bans
Slug.
to give false information.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And they just straight up immediately said, no, this is a support ban right now, guys.
In case anybody, oh, is it though? We actually did see Batriders mid as well. We saw it earlier this week. We also saw it on Limp from Alliance in the qualifiers from Europe.
10
from
seconds
Major.
remaining.
So there's still that chance. I don't know really if. I mean, they could
5
put Psy
seconds
mid again,
remaining.
but Psy would play the center. Now, who would play the Bat mid? Would need
I
to
don't.
do it?
I like. Look, if Bat is mid, then if these 3 heroes are cores, then you have a horrible draft.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
because of that, that's not gonna happen. But if Flash is some sort of a support, then perhaps Bat can fit that role. I believe Gambit ran it mid, right? FM played it quite well.
He did.
Oh, they won versus aggressive mode with it, but overall, I think they're gonna get something different. I think this Batrider is just their 4 or 5, most likely Upsor.
And for the 3rd game in a row, it is Secret that has like the last pick. But I think this, like, you can't go for another cheese pick, right? So we are this time
Dire team
setting
pick.
up, hopefully,
Wins
for a Nisha last pick as they pick up Winter Wyvern, which is definitely is it definitely support?
Yeah, I love. It's probably a 4
Wyvern and 5 bat.
Yeah,
You're thinking,
I think maybe. I think I would like to raise the farm priority of Wyvern because I
10
think
seconds
the
remaining.
Orchid build for Yapster would actually be really sick this game. I
5
love
seconds
Wyvern
remaining.
against these really mobile cores like Void and Slark. Because it's a long range, near instant disable that lasts a really long time, and then as long as you have some follow-up disables, you just chain the stun, and that hero's just gonna fall over, right? So if a Slark gets stunned on the last half second of Winter's Curse, then you're just able to just all in on him really quickly. Very easy kill.
One bad thing about it is if you cold embrace someone, Slark can get his stacks off easily.
Radiant
but
team ban.
overall, it's a very decent pick. Omni Knight. All right. He's a hero that buffs up pretty much anyone. If you roll with something like an OD mid, he makes him basically invincible. Is there a hero that he's countering right now? I don't think so.
Well, no, I think it counters the counter to Slark that they just had, right? Where it's like we
10
have a way
seconds
to be able to
remaining.
instantly catch Slark who wants to, like, at any point in time, he could get Winter's Curse
5
and change
seconds
stun bots. Well,
remaining.
now they've got a counter to that, and that Omni Knight's going to be able to provide you with this.
Yeah, they have some save versus it. That's true.
Yeah. Whatever is W.
Heavenly is great.
Heavenly great.
Yeah, the curse is gonna be non-existent if Omni Knight is in range, is close by enough to not get cursed, but able to save.
It's also very good versus Batrider, obviously.
Dire team ban.
Lasso, right? And it's decent in the lane versus him because of Heavenly's Grace as well. And overall, okay, Omni Knight does make sense now that I look at the draft like this.
Yeah.
It does make more sense, yeah.
It gives us more of an overview.
Lane and an off lane that can both get rid of sticky napalm. So that's just an awkward place for Batrider to be in. I really feel strongly now
10
about that
seconds
Batrider
remaining.
being a 5, just because I don't think it's a very good game. That you should
5
lower
seconds
his
remaining.
as much as possible.
Yeah, usually where Batrider came into play is when you wanted to deal with these tanky offlaners that are coming to your lane and just destroying you, like centaurs, right? You get Batrider, you start sticking napaling them, and suddenly they can't really approach you any longer. However, in this particular match, yeah, they definitely have counters to it.
Let's see what Nigma wants for their last pick.
Some
Dire team
playmaking
pick.
hero for Weeha.
Yeah.
Wind Ranger or something similar, most likely.
They
we'll see.
still ban the Meepo. I like that.
So there's no Void. There is. What are your good kind of mids? Kunkka.
Kunkka's still in the pool.
10 seconds
TA
remaining.
is still in the pool. I don't know if we're gonna see we have play TA a lot.
5 seconds remaining.
anymore, but
Mango game.
Pango is banned though. They banned it
Void
themselves.
Spirit in, I didn't see the bans.
Void Spirit is still
Radiant
in the pool.
team
Yeah.
pick.
Oh, they go with the Pugna. All right. A hero that's pretty decent versus that Wyvern gives you a chance to go through Cold Embrace. Isn't nearly as strong versus Lash as it used to be, as it just doesn't proc every single time. But overall, gives them some push, gives you a hero that you can rally around, which is very important. Gives you that objective-taking hero too. So, yeah, I think it's decent. Let's just see what they
10
decide
seconds
to go for.
remaining.
I think one more thing is it's really decent versus OD, and
5
it should be a
seconds
good pick
remaining.
For, however, they don't draft it that much.
They don't, but I'm sure they can play it. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of options.
All right, more. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Anisha, more.
Select your heroes.
Back to it, back to business.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we talked about it. Like, if it does go to a third game, Secret's gonna just, put down their feet and say, okay, you know what, done playing. We want to not go through the lower bracket. Is this enough though? Is this them basically making their mark on this series?
I don't know. I kind of like the saves that they have behind this Slark for the game. The lanes are okay. I'm not actually sure if Slark's gonna beat the Centaur. The Centaur, maybe Wyvern lane. I'm not sure what the lane matchup is, but I think it's that. And that Centaur is not that bad versus Slark. Even though you're a tanky hero, you get retaliated.
10 seconds
You
remaining.
can pretty much expect like 6 mangoes on Wyvern and Centaur just constantly
5
spamming
seconds
you
remaining.
with blast and their hits and retaliate. And Stark maybe one-on-one could do well with the stack steal, right? But in this duel versus duel lane, I don't think he is gonna fare too well. But overall in the late game, I think it's a decent Stark game. You haven't been countered too hard. You're not playing versus an AM or something like that. It's a Morphling and should be fine for Miracle.
I think a lot of this is going to ride on Pugna's game. I think that you actually need a very strong Pugna mid-game to be able to get to that Slark point where you're really happy with all the saves that you have around.
The only problem for Pugna as well that I see, it's not like this perfect Pugna game versus Void or versus some physical damage dealers, you know, that you can just decrepify the target that they go on and everything is fine. You're playing versus a lot of magical damage. You're playing versus a Batrider. It is on Pugna, but it's not an easy Pugna game.
For sure.
A lot of pressure on Weeha for this game then, from the sounds of it. Let's find out what's going to happen. The third game, deciding game of the series with Lacoste and ODPixel.
Yeah, very excited to see what happens in this game 3, especially after what we had in game 2. Nigma striking back incredibly hard against Secret. We're seeing the drafts, Lacoste, some sort of new heroes popping up into the mix. Pugna's going to be coming out. There's that final one here for Nigma. And what do we reckon about it? I mean, still feels that the control is a bit lacking, but we felt that after the draft of game 2, and then they smashed game 2.
That performance, GH, actually, the only thing you need is that kind of a stun. Battery Assault, Pugna, you asked about it.
You really should prepare for battle.
Against Winter Wyvern. Once you get the Interlance, you're going to have a save against the Wyvern ulti, but there's a ton of magical damage against the Morphling. If you use it defensively on your allies, that's a free shotgun before he actually gets it. Also against the Lash, heavy magical damage, so be careful about using it defensively. It's a good Slark game if they decide to lane Slark against the Centaur and the Wyvern. It's not that good of a Slark game at the start. They have ways of dispelling Batrider, whether Slark's going to play against it or whether it's going to be Omni Knight with Heavenly Grace.
See sort of how the lanes do match up, and if either of the teams do start to dodge one another once the lane positions are revealed. Get into it.
30 seconds to battle.
Nigma after that game 2 victory, that's for sure. They've had sort of a rough time in the last the last month or so, but now at this point, being able to take down Secret in the fashion they did in game 2, that's definitely going to give them sort of the power and motivation and peace of mind that they can do it, and they can potentially knock Secret down to the lower bracket. We'll see if they're able to pull it out this game. As start bounty runes to be picked up. They don't want to contest this one.
This is it! The battle begins!
This one for themselves, and the lanes will start to be revealed, and we'll see if teams do want to sort of keep to these positions. GH actually looking for a wraparound here. Seeing if they can mess around with Zai early on, as Zai's going to be the focus. They're punching him down pretty good. He's forced to get the level 1 Hoostomp, so won't have Retaliate for that lane to start things off. GH turns his attention over towards Puppy, and you're right, with the orb and with the damage that's building up from Miracle with those extra shifts, they're going to be able to claim first blood, and there we have it. A bit of permanent agi to start things off as Nigma, they begin game 3 with a bang.
That's what you want to get when you're playing this little fishy hero called Slark. Extra agi, which will help you in the laning stage. Of course, it's not much, but it's something to start with.
And it's, I mean, would you consider it quite big that they, you know, Zai is forced to skill level 1 Hoostomp?
Oh, that's a big one.
It does mess up his lane quite a bit. I mean, we're seeing it already. They're going on him again. Zai's in trouble as he needs the help. And Puppy and Yapso, they're trying to keep him safe. They will allow Zai to walk away, but now Miracle, he's just able to get a good amount of harassment onto Puppy too. He's having to bite through those tangos, of course, as Yaps off Puppy. They do fire back hard onto Miracle. Stacks are really building up at that napalm from Puppy's bat. But Secret, no, they've got to somehow make sure that Zai gets through the first level or so safely because of that, you know, being forced to skill the Hoostomp, not having to retaliate to really be able to confidently trade back with the Slark right now when they're both level 1.
Yeah, bottom lane, Morphling so far 4-3 against the Omni Knight, who's 2-1. Like, you use everything, morph everything into agi. You hit 1.5 times while Ops hitting only once.
GH, top tries to step forward to get Puppy, but a little bit too speedy with the napalm stacks onto GH. He knows that he cannot commit to try for a toss back. And as you said, yeah, bottom lane, we're going to just see sort of trade, but if anything, Matu should be able to play that a little bit smoother, being able to shift in the edge. You have that favorable right click to out CS the Omni.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Nisha. We'll be
I feel like a broken record.
So far 4 for 2 against the 8 for 3. Nisha off to a very strong start in that mid matchup for now. Back off the top, Puppey in trouble. Will fall once again. Zai does get in onto Miracle with the stop.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
The avalanche from GH is holding them back and gives Miracle the safety to escape. They turn over again. He tosses Japsol back, but it actually gets Miracle killed. Sure, they'll kill off Japsol for it. Kuro's happy he got a double, but GH did sort of sacrifice his carry's life for that.
It kind of reminds me of my pups, mid or Tiny Airlines.
That was a bit of Tiny Airlines there as he throws in the Wyvern and Japsol there split to block Miracle.
Too much there. Get a kill on Wyvern under the tower. Slark has no points in bounds, and they're going to keep this tri lane. Morphling's having an okay time on the bottom lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The mask, you can't really stop it.
He took a tower. Dies dead. Nigma continuing to get kills here on this top lane. It's 4-1, and now they'll go over towards Puppey. It spins the bus, brings GH slow. Puppey won't be able to finish him. He had a lot of stacks on him, but Miracle, he's also got a lot of tanks filled up with the essence chip. 6 a pop. Miracle and Kuro stay alive. They'll look towards Japsos. Not quite level 3. Needs one creep to dive to get it. That'll do it. He's level 3 now. So he's to play with. Great boost from Miracle. Focuses on getting that extra to give him the level to get the kills. It's a triple kill for a Slark at 3 minutes in.
Oh my god, that's a lot of Agi stacks already. 4 permanent on that Slark who's level 4, while Centaur's only level 2.
Yeah, this lane up top, it's a mess. And we saw sort of last game, this tri-lane versus tri-lane action where Nigma they were kind of losing in the tri-lane and then Secret were able to punch back. This game, Nigma, they're starting off with the advantage. Miracle has had an insane start because the amount of kills they've been able to get him up top. Mid lane, actually coming over from the top lane to try and help out. We are finding something, and one more right click might just do it with the blast. Not quite in range. Nisha will get away, but a strong attempt from GH to sweep over to mid and use that advantage, those early levels that he's picked up from the action up top, to have his impact elsewhere. We are now in a bit of spot of bother as he'll decrepify himself, try and run away. The napalm and the flame break does knock him back. They're diving under the tower for this one. Do they have more to kill him? They don't. Fire fires pop, and GH he's in with a wraparound, and still with a DD. He punches hard. They get the kill. They try and run down Japsol, but the stick charges. Japsol's too far away. But an excellent piece of mana. GH realizing that he can get back in and punish Puppey for diving into because he would. Back up top. It's another kill. Miracle, 4 permanent stacks of Agi as this lane 3, 2, and 4. He's been involved in 7 of the 8 kills at 5 minutes in as a Slark.
Where was this Nigma during major qualifiers, man? GH, he's all over the place. Already involved in 5 kills. Doesn't matter if he dies there.
That's what I'm talking
Golden pockets of Puppey, but still,
he got
a long time. Yeah, and the bounty rune on top of that.
A tithe to the impurities.
But what a way to start this game 3. 8 for 5. Gold is still even. But I think if anything, it's just the fact that this Slark is getting away with as good of a time as he is. It's a worry for Secret, and you can see that in the play. They're keeping 3 heroes up.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Go towards mid, but top is the focus. They cannot allow Miracle to get space. We saw what happened last game when that happened with his lifestealer. GH, that's forward. Just get a deep toss back. Miracle's going to start to head over, but Zai's already into the trees. And to focus, push the GH away. Back with the passion. Miracle's committing. 6 charges at pop. Get the kill, but he should fall for this one. It's Puppey. Japsol they turn. How much can they punish Nigma for this one? They'll get one. The Fireflies over onto Kuro. They're trying to chase, but his Hellbear smasher for Kuro is beating them down. The toss-up. Japsol will fall, and Puppey, he cannot get this kill. He's got to be careful. GH, he's going to remain on top of them. Has he got anything else to throw? He's got Maggo. The cooldowns are still there, though. 6 seconds until the toss is back up. They're chasing another clap. Get this man a clap. The smashing from Kuro with this Hellbear. It's been perfect. Beats them to pieces. Nigma continue to rule this top lane.
A lot of action happening on the top. Both of these teams kind of overextending, but I feel like Slark is the biggest winner of that. Even though his CS is not the greatest, he's getting those perma Agi stacks, which will get him through the mid game. Once Pagna hits level 6, it's
Radiant's bottom tower is
needs
under
to be
attack.
careful if he misses a stun or misuses it. Pagna will try to go for a kill.
And it's just, I mean, it's great fun to see the way that these, you know, this game and last game played out. The fact we're getting this full-on try versus try lane action. And obviously peaceful things happening elsewhere. Mid, the farm, basically even. 36 for 7, 33 for 7 between the two mids. The bottom lane, that definitely is what you could consider the biggest worry for Nigma. Secret, they have Matuma Man getting
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I have no reason to lie about such things.
And say, a free farm morph, they're going to carry the hell out of this match.
Also, once they lash as to join the team fights, that's going to be different. But also, when Slark gets his level 6, I think this tri lane is just straight up done.
You can't, well, as Secret, you just can't keep this many heroes here.
You can't cheap harass him anymore.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Huge amount of HP in a short period of time. That's going to be a lot of kills for Nigma if they decide to keep this tri lane.
GH for an opportunity to toss things back. Zai's got to be careful. An avalanche and toss back could get him in deep. And also trying their best, GH and encourage to sort of stay out of XP range. Make sure he does get that 6, and he's going to have it very, very shortly. A few creeps away, and it'll be online for Slark.
GH is doing God's work. You don't necessarily have to kill anyone. He's solo zoning 3 heroes.
I mean, understandably, Secret terrified of GH after what he did last game. Zai, very important for himself, of course, that he finds that 6 so he can have the Stampede to help out Secret when it's needed. Closing in on it. And still yet to see movements from the other cores this game. We are, and Nisha, very happy to stay mid, continuing to trade farm and down bottom. No intention yet from Mind Control or Matu to leave this area, which continues to be pretty safe for them. Sure, we're seeing a free farm on Matuma Man, but Mind Control, he's still getting a decent amount of the lane. Not as much, nearly, as the Morphling, but he is farming on the Omni down bottom.
Last track will TP back to mid lane. The top lane is in a really bad spot. Rotate.
Make something happen here. If they can, GH though, he steps in. He's able to get a beautiful toss back right up to the town. He's got started low Miracle. He's coming with the rotation. This level 6 slug, he's ready to play and try to around Secret. The Diabolic Edict does force Miracle to back off. He won't be able to find the kills. But both these teams so active. And it's exactly as you said. You know, as soon as that 6 was down the Slark top, Secret, they got out of that top lane. They knew there was no point keeping resources up there. They wanted to make a move mid. Problem is for them, Nigma were incredibly quick to react to it and make sure that Secret don't get a kill out of that mid attempt.
You can't afford to lose your mid laner right now because it will transition into a tower. Both of these teams, heavy tower damage from Edict. Oh, Matu gets more block.
Yeah, and now he's going to be able to turn his fire back, turns into Tiny, and he uses his own combo against him. Quick thinking, quick play from Matu. Gets this kill on GH. Mind Control, keeping the pressure on here, trying to fight back around his outpost, but Secret will be able to secure it back in their favor before the 10 minutes. Now they'll turn and try and beat down onto Mind Control, the 3 of them, see if they can chase him out. He's pretty tanky, with that heavy grace and Shipio. Matu was not prepared. Weehawk hidden behind the trees. Turns up, they double nuke him down. The Morphling's
Brace yourself for sad tidings. Radiant's courier has been slain.
Behind that tree, it
There is
reminds me
certain
of
to
that
be
picture that the
unimaginable
bad cop is
retaliation.
hiding behind the sign, you know? But they could not see him.
I'm trying to see that.
Try to picture it. I'll show you after.
Oh, you'll have to. I'm excited. 13-7, 1K lead. Miracle still scarily at the top. This Slark.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, he himself, after those
Has that ever been cause for celebration?
He's been fine. It was really a big pick off him. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful man.
I just
the cost just showed me the picture. What a legend.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
That is enough. He tried his best, He tried his best to stay alive, but wasn't going to be the case. We will fall.
Dire's middle tower is
Back
under
to
attack.
Sort of the bottom where Mind Control
I feel like a broken record.
They're going to sort of hang around here. They know that they're over course. They don't really need the help.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress. Structures are cunningly fortified.
So they can just look to try and amp up the pressure on Matu.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See what they can do to slow him, or of course the Nisha on the mid lane down. These are the 2 cores they need to really focus on right now, Nigma.
Team Secret can't really kill Slark at the moment, so they will just need to back up from the top lane, put the pressure on the bottom lane, help Matu, because also Nigma is trying to be aggressive on the bottom lane, not necessarily get a kill, but they are stealing some of Matu's.
I'm in your debt.
They are, and well, Matu will run into Weeha. Not really much until any time that Matu is able to shift. It's not going to be a kill that Nigma can look towards. They've got to try and catch him off guard from the trees as they did earlier when he was caught in the river.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's going to say, give me some space to farm, boys. He'll take over mid, and he's going to start building his way towards the blue. So they have an additional way of trying to catch, jumping onto
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are fortified.
They need more heroes. Wyvern is level 6, but they need some kind of follow-up if he uses that ulti. Also, mind control, very high level, has a point in the Guardian Angel. I don't think you're getting a kill here.
No, they've got piece of travel done on Nisha, so Nisha very much ready to turn up to fights, has the left.
Radiant's bottom tower has been soundly denied.
Nigma, happy with the pressure, taking away map control from Secret, and ensuring that they can force this Morphling to fewer and fewer positions where he's going to feel safe to farm.
Right now, Slark is just pre-farming on the top lane. They do not have a hero to gank him, and I love the build straight into Diffusal Blade. I don't want to see any shenanigans, any drums.
Oh no, drums. No, no drums. Say a big no to drums. Diffusal Blade, I mean, as we sort of raved about
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The way to play, and sort of the
not
slow
in
of
a
the
good
chase,
way.
having the Diffusal, the pounce, the Orb of Venom slow, all adds up and makes it very hard for some of these tankier heroes to run away. And these fights, they can snowball very heavily in the Slark's favor. If he's able to sort of get that first pick off, get that initial burst and build up of Essence Shift stacks, and then have the sustained backup from Mind Control, Kuro, this Slark's going to live for a long time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are beautifully fortified. Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
This Slark is already very bad.
They're doing a good job just defending their towers while they are pushing enemies. Oh, that's going to be a really nice kill. Stampede.
He's going to run.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
He's going to try and shoot.
Someone must be very pleased with themselves.
We are trying to heal up Kuro, but the Winter's Curse from the outfield will allow him to get the kill. He'll go for the defensive suppression by the Matu's chasing. Turns into the Pugler himself, has his own blast as well as the Splinter, but it isn't enough to nuke Weehard down. He'll live.
Secret using all the info. Once the two heroes show on the top lane, they instantly start playing aggressively on the mid lane. Make stuff happen. A pretty even game in terms of net worth.
Oh, and that's,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Miracle buying the smokes himself. He says, boys, I'm pretty rich. I'm going to start picking up the smokes for you to make plays with, as he wants to get involved himself.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Minutes. He has the funds to sort of
And
treat
not
the team.
in a good
and
way.
Here we have it. They smoke up, ready to make a play immediately as the Diffusal Blade is complete.
The only thing Slark needs to do in a fight is stay away from Lashrak.
But Zai, the hero that he won't mind having a fight upon at all. Zai, the focus, he'll go for a stun, but Zai is already dead. Another kill for Miracle. As over, they'll turn towards Matu. Matu has used the waveform, a little low mana. Miracle, he's
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Charges to play with. He'll go into the Ghost Scepter. Does manage to shift over the straight, but Yasuo, he's been tossed in.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Moving these heroes around, absolutely destroying the break of their neck. Over the line, Miracle's not done. He'll take down a third.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There was no curse at the moment available to cancel that fight. Miracle, like they understand their timings.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They got the tier 1 tower on the
And
mid.
not
Now
in
with
a
the
good way.
Heavenly Grace heal sitting behind that Slark.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. I've never seen Radiant's structures looking so fortified.
This is a destination build.
Well, it seems that Radiant's top tower has
cooldowns for the other
fallen.
two spells to play with. He can just go in these team fights. He's got to pop the Stampede once again to get away from Miracle. Miracle, he's going to chase on forward. He's got a haste rune. He's trying to attempt to run down Zai. Zai will get back a little too close to the tower for Miracle to want to dive on forward. So Miracle will let him live.
Even though they are finding those kills, those pickoffs, Team Secret still finding the farm on the map. They need a little bit more time. Morphling wants to get that shotgun for himself.
Zai.
Oh, that's gonna delay his blank dagger if he dies here.
See, is anything more? There's another blast. Zai dead again. 1, 6, and 4. I mean, this is, I guess, why you don't sort of skill level 1 Hoostomp, kids. It all just snowballs out of control from there. He couldn't play the lane because of the way that Nigma were forcing him to skill in that early skirmish. And even with Secret's additional help on that top, Nigma were able to come out on top of this lane and allow Miracle to have an amazing game and Zai's game to be
Radiant's
entirely
courier has been slain.
Oh,
Let us hope it left no little ones.
Can be the one playing with the Slark and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Killed there. That's an easy
But no, this is the big brain play. He buys the blink, but then he dies. So he's like, oh no, I died.
Radiant's
I lost
top
loads
tower
of money.
is
I'm
under
not
attack.
Have a blink, but then he respawns,
Not in
and they're
a
like,
good way.
he's got a blink. We just killed him.
That's
really
really
big brain play work. That was an intentional feed from GH. I'm telling you, we'll see what he does off the respawn. But they're not going to be ready for the blink reveal now.
What did we learn from this kill? Do not use the
Radiant's bottom
defense
tower is being subjected to extreme violence.
The Lash, and as you said, down the line, the Morph. There's a lot of burst that can really punish Weehar's attempts to keep himself safe with his grab.
Well, GH just showed his blink dagger mid lane.
Okay.
Your theory went
out
to
the window.
Owen.
GH says, no, I'm just going to walk mid and hit creeps and show it that way. Excellent. 18 to 12, 1K in it. I mean, and this is sort of what you expect from sort of top teams like Secret, right? Despite a lot of chaos, a lot of kills going for the other side, Secret as a team...
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business. Dire's structures are cunningly fortified.
Is up. He knows where enemies will TP. Matu.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Outside if he wants to, so
Must I repeat myself?
To stop We Are from channeling, but We Are still causing issues.
This is exactly how my teammates helping. They're just standing in the front, looking at me, dying.
Oh, what's happening mid? GH Kura Miracle, they're getting hit. Happy Yanto will manage to curse to hold him in place for a little bit, but he's heavily grazed. The Devo is not much to do. Yanto tries to caught and brace himself, but he's dead. As they'll have the magic to burst through that safety that he attempts to provide himself, and Miracle's chasing. He's got the Diffuser Blade active, available once more. Nisha, a lot of speed with those boosts of travel. He moves incredibly quickly, and just a little bit too quickly, it seems, for Miracle to be able to find him. And Nisha will manage to get himself in the trees and TP out. He'll live.
That's the deep ward on the mid lane from
Dire's
Nigma.
middle tower is under attack.
Movement, whether they want to move to the bottom lane or any movement, smoke movement from the tier 3 mid tower. Saber on Slark for some extra attack speed, the double hit, and then extra slow.
Oh, like it gives him good stats and fits the way that this game's sort of going. Yep. It's 19 minutes in, it's 19 to 13. We're seeing a lot of kills, a lot of activity. With the backup he has, it's not necessary to rush the BKB that early on. He feels confident with the heals, the buffs that his teammates can provide him to just go fully offensive with his build. Zai, he's not breathing, he's hiding. And they won't find him. He's fine. He's got a blink, he's got TP, so he'll be able to work his way out of the trees safely. And Miracle, yeah, just continuing to just focus on building up the stats. He's going for the Scarlet up the other.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nisha, nuke lower in the river. Popping the Stampede, and also maybe seeing if he can find an initiation. As he has got the blink. Kuro, they'll take him. In they go. Zai jumps forward. It's Kuro.
Bad tidings, I'm afraid. Radiant's courier has been slain.
Does die as I believe the tick damage from the Flame Ray was of course on him, but the bigger loss for Secret, of course, losing Matumba Man. As Nigma just proving to be terrifying side. One again, another death on him. Just ruining this Centaur's game, Nigma. As down the mid lane they go.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Structures are fortified.
That advantage.
In fact,
really
they appear radiant with health. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On both Matu and
I have no reason to lie about such things.
He's died a couple of times on this morph where he's really been caught out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's got to the Shadow Dance if he wants to continue, and he'll pop it. Turn toward Nisha. Nisha's mana getting entirely drained by the Diffusal Blade.
Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This tier 2 already. A few more blasts in this tier 2 tower, it's going to be gone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
In the previous
Someone
fight, so
must be very pleased with themselves. Or himself,
that's a big
singular antecedent, singular pronoun.
I mean, you're right, a minute and 30 seconds where effectively this is what the network can do. The maps is on only 5.5k active in the game. So not the longest time, but still a minute.
Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As bottom lane, Nisha attempts to push out, but Nigma, they are prepared.
I do that.
Dire's bottom tower
This really
is
some
under
incredible stuff
attack.
we're seeing from Nigma.
Mind control was very silent this game. Got only one that he's doing his job, just buffing up the Slark, following him wherever he goes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Secret, they've got to slow down the feed train. We're seeing their course getting caught off. Nigma playing so aggressively. As Matu caught out of the base, will get leashed. It's got a lot of health though, so we'll be able to step back. Ghost form will save him. Zai attempts for the jump in. There's Shadow Dance is available on Miracle. Next one, Mind Control sat behind him if he needs it. They'll use the Winter's Curse. They're not going to allow anything at all. GX able to jump in, tries to look for combo, won't find it. They'll turn towards Matu. Zai pops the Stampede in an attempt to get them out of there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He still feels so strong. The Heavenly Grace bumping him up from Mind Control. He goes into the base. Poppy will be the focus. Zai tries to jump in and bring in Nisha. Can they get him over the car? Zai will fall. They've lost the Bat Riders. They get it on the back line. Turn over towards Nisha. Beating out the stunts, but Miracle finally falls. They will finally get this charge out of their faces, out of their base. And now can Secret turn this into more. The water, Matu's trying to finish it off. GH again looking for the jump in. Avalanche over on the outside. Tosses there. GH killing them behind their tier 3s. GH, he's running deeper. Let's see what his plan is to get out of this one. He looks to hide in the trees. He does pick up a tree, so his blink will be cancelled for now. Matu comes across. He's still doing his best to run, GH. I don't think there's any escape for him. As he'll be used up, and GH will
It
be
would
killed.
appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But the space he's making, Nigma will take it. This top tier 2 being threatened. TP's coming in as Zai attempts to get in on Weeha.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's able to walk away. The stun will end. Zai trying to chase, but with the blink and Stampede on cooldown, there's no further catch. Weeha's fine.
Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Stroke of cunning, or perhaps of desperation, Dire's structures have been fortified.
Whenever Nigma is winning a game in this tournament, they have one overbuff the carry who's going in. That's Miracle, and you have save, you have life drain, you have the Cripify, any spells from the Omnight to keep him alive. This is the way they play.
Yeah, and then this is the way that Nigma have been winning.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Miracle to carry everybody else.
I feel like a
be on a
broken
hero that
record.
allows Miracle to do his job. Top lane. An attempt for the lasso. Puppy does manage to get Kuro up. Matu will turn towards him. Heavenly Grace and Kuro does have the hood. So a decent amount of magic resistance, but he's in a lot of trouble. They'll nuke him down and they will find the kill on the Enchantress. Do lose Nisha though at the same time, as Miracle is able to actually kill him off. They're sweeping over. And again, sure, you've lost the
Radiant's career has been slain. This is no sort of Dire's top tower is under attack.
Matu needs help, and he needs it now. Zai is
in the grand tradition of tower denial, Dire's top tower has been. It would appear Radiant's top tower has fallen.
As GH, he's a nice man, offering a bit of mercy. He says, "Look, dude, we've killed you enough. You've got to get out of here." GH being a good man all the time.
He's been too good of a person.
Yeah, it's too nice.
Slark eliminates the most the threat that he's feared the most, and then Flash Track is before the fight even starts. God, that's actually 14 Agi stacks.
I mean, this Slark, Miracle has had such a good game. I mean, it's... And Secret haven't been able to do anything to slow him down. He's going to head into Roshan with those stacks. He's going to attempt to take it down. Secret, they have got everybody but the batter. But even so, I don't know if they're going to be aware of this necessarily or if they're actually going to try and tackle this. They do have Curse. Stampede's still on cooldown. But I think they know themselves. Secret, the last few fights in so these 5v5s are just so hard for them to take. They cannot control Miracle when he's surrounded by the heroes that they have.
I don't think Secret is aware of this. Even if they were, you can't contest it.
It's hard.
Lark is slowly getting out of control. This medallion allows them to kill the Roach. Nice, Dolo dying to beat.
Oh, 1, 9, and 7. Zai's getting knocked up.
I don't know. Alarmist, but Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
But the space.
I hope the magnificent creature suffers.
Straight away, look for GH, they'll get him. The GA won't save him. Another pick off for Secret. Miracle's come over, and as soon as he is there, Secret get out. They have no intention of trying to tackle this slug, particularly when he has Aegis.
They have 2 pipes inside of Nigma.
Wait, what? I mean, it can work.
It's good, yeah. I mean, just cycle those 2, also giving you the extra survivability against the shotgun from the Morphling. Last Rack is pretty much all magical besides Edict, of course.
Yeah, kind of the whole lineup, really, right? A large amount of it. You know, you got to imagine sort of the percentage of damage taken for the heroes on Nigma. It's going to be 60-70% magical, really, maybe even more on most of them against this lineup of Secret. So, yeah, definitely. If they can sort of cycle the actives perfectly, that's a lot of damage from Secret being entirely negated.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Another tier
under
2, the
attack.
final tier 2.
Has that ever been cause for celebration?
And with this tower, that will be Miracle Skadi complete.
Radiant's
27
bottom tower
minutes
is
in, Diffusal
under
Blade,
attack.
Echo Saber, Skadi on this slot.
That's a lot of slow. Once he gets on top of you, you are not running away.
Oh,
I believe they have
Radiant's bottom
no
tower
force
has
staff.
fallen.
Secret.
I don't think they've picked up at the bat, or... No one's been able to actually pick up one this game. I mean,
Dyer's
in terms
top
of heroes
tower
that can
is
sort of
being
fit into
attacked
build,
like
I guess you look
nobody's
to the
business.
support
Dyer's
side.
structures are fortified.
But with the way things have been going, they just haven't managed to find the funds. Okay, well, okay, 1,700 into it, so Yapso's making good progress on the force. But you're right, without that force, it feels like they can do very little to save heroes from Miracle. It's been found. Miracle has to sort of make his way up to the high ground. Kuro's already there, setting up. Cannot escape. Another kill for Miracle. As top lane, the fight does continue. Secret trying to start things off. Zai heads in with Nisha. He's already failing out. He knows this is not a fight that's going to go well for them. Zai also trying for the TP out. Do they have any cancel in time? They don't. So this time Zai will live.
I'm not sure they can play this super late game.
Dyer's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
A lot of trouble.
So terrifying. Miracle just dodging the stun. GH is over there. Yapso holds him back momentarily on with the Winter's Curse. But Miracle is still good to go. They'll lose Yapso. Miracle's over onto Zai. The 3 of them, they'll finish him off. Miracle, it's just more and more kills, and for Zai, it's more and more deaths. He just can't stop dying this game. As Nigma, they have broken it.
I mentioned late game. I'm not sure we're going to see that. They're going to knock on your tier 3 towers. Clark, with that Aegis still on, they did not have an answer for him before. Now with that fresh squad Scotty, he's tanky.
He really is. Even Matu, with the farm that he has, you know, sure, there's only about 1k in it. Matu does still have decent item times. He's got the E-Blade and the Manta. It just doesn't feel quite enough to deal with this slot with the amount of stats he has. With the build and with the fact that he's backed up by these 2 pipes, they can use the actives nicely with the Heavenly Grace. There's just so much to keep Miracle alive. The Matu, regardless of the farm, it's so incredibly hard for him to have an impact.
Someone needs to stay outside the base, push the other lanes. Look at where lanes are standing right now.
And both side lanes getting right out. See if Nigma wants to send anyone over to deal with that. 30 minutes in, again, both outposts, they're in control from Nigma. Nigma's going to be able to pick up the 4 bounty runes. So, an intense amount of gold and XP continue to be lost by Secret. The advantage only just continues to grow for Nigma. Secret, they've got to pull off something drastic. They're smoked up. They're moving out on the map. Who are they actually going to be able to find off the back of this? GH was alone down bottom, but he's already TP'd out of this area. This smoke heading down to this bottom half isn't going to find anything. They need to wrap around back into mid. But Miracle, he's just going to head forward and start to dispel the smoke and reveal the heroes. He has no fear right now.
Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Miracle pops the Shadow Dance rather early. We'll be able to dart back top of Miracle out. Closing down. They're trying to burst him down with the stun. They're bringing him low, but the heals are out. Miracle's fine, and you just turn straight away onto Nisha. Stampede has to be used to save the Lesh. And also to save Puppy, as Puppy's in trouble.
The misplay.
Is there any follow-up though? The Splinter Blast and stuff on the high ground bring Weehar low.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The warm embrace of mind control
And not in a good way.
Weehar will live.
I like how GH was. Screw you guys, I'm carrying you this game, even in the previous one, on the clockwork. Some clutch back tosses to keep his teammates alive. Also throughout the early game, got Slark so many kills and SSU attacks. No Aegis anymore, so Slark should be more careful.
see what Secret can do in terms of high ground defense. This tier 3 tower slowly getting sieged by the constant blast from Weehai. Just steps forward and being sort of provided the safety from this heavy aggressive. It's very hard for them to go on. Continuing to keep him healed up, staying as strong from Nigma. They don't need to leave this area.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Easy tower. I did this, he says. As Weehai shakes his head. Easy goal for Kura. A Secret. How?
I thought he was gonna kill the Curry.
I was gonna say, if he found it.
100% map hack.
And this courier will live, not quite different to the situation where we have seen a lot of couriers die this whole series. Nisha, Bloodstone's done, so at least being able to amp up that spell damage a little bit. But you got to worry for those charges. Nisha's got to be careful. The game where Nigma haven't struggled to kill him off, or at least force him to run. Has only died twice, to be fair, but a lot of it has been splitting up the map, not getting involved in the fights. Nisha knows that because of how strong Miracle is, it's very scary if he tries to step up right now.
Once they get those 4 staff, it's going to be much easier for Team Secret to fight. I see Zai's building one. I'm not sure if Wyvern finished his. No, it's a Glimmer Cave.
Okay, yeah, he changed it. Because Yapsel was queuing it up, but opting for the Glimmer instead. Feeling that was obviously the quicker item to get online, being that little bit cheaper. And, you know, you can't sort of blame him with the pressure that Nigma was putting on. He needed something ASAP. Glimmer, the way he wants to go. Still obviously an excellent item for keeping people safe. And
Dire's structures are fortified.
You know, they sort of see this game
They are. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's
get
bottom tower is under attack.
As long as they can stop Nigma from being able to break the high ground.
Their bottom tower has fallen.
From Yapsel, keeping him safe for
I don't need to be modest, but Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Once more, Miracle's
No
able to get that touch, and yeah, he's gone for 50.
Dire's bottom tower
so
is
Nigma,
under
they can really
attack.
step at the pressure and try and force the high ground right now.
Secret is doing a good job just putting the pressure on the side.
Sorry,
lane,
I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Morphling still needs to get one more item to be able to like go in and not be blown up.
I don't mean to be alarmist, but Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm queuing up Abyssal Blade, but the Aghanim Scepter 2 charges on pounds. Right now, what Nigma needs to do is just outpush the lanes, deal with this split pushing Glass Track, and go for second Roche.
Puppy.
Dire's bottom tower is
to
under
sure that
attack.
all 3 waves aren't forced in onto Secret space at the same time. It's going to keep this top lane cut, but the other 2 lanes, they are in great position.
Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Look to hunt this, jumping forward. There's 1 pounce, there's the second. As
There's
Puppy.
no mana.
He's gone. Miracle.
You wanted out of it, didn't
KDA
you?
continuing to
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not a hurry of bursting. He's going to
take
buy
that.
back in an attempt to maybe get something going for Secret. It's not going to
I'll
work.
take that.
They can't get anything out of this.
No. Weehar's too speedy. He's already out of there. Secret have no further way to close the gap with Stampede unavailable. Nigma can simply back off, wait it up, wait until Kuro's back in the game before they start going for things. I say that Miracle, you know, he's strong enough that he doesn't care about who's alive. He's just ready to fight at any point of the game. Lunicate will keep Puppy safe.
Oh, Matu also used the shotgun to save.
Miracle does die. An overextension from Miracle and Secret eye over the punishment. The Witch's Curse knocked down Weehar and Shield. And Nisha, he's in with a wraparound. A lot of damage coming out here as Weehar tests for the TP, but the magical ghost to Grepify. Weehar will fall. And Nigma, for as smooth as a game that they've had, they've just given up 2 huge kills. Both cores dead for a minute. Miracle doesn't have buyback, so it's for a minute where Secret can now start to take
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of Dire's structures are fortified.
Qualifiers in Europe, the grand finals against the Lions. This is the same
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Miracle overextended.
I feel like a
required
broken to point out
counters,
that
but you know
Dire's
who
middle
does not.
tower
Omni
has
Knight can
fallen.
follow it in your adventure.
Yeah, that's true.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stay away from me.
Very nice.
No way to
Dire's
help him out.
structures are
You have
fortified.
the repair kit, Nigma.
Dire's middle
Slow down
tower
the
is
push a
under
little
an
bit.
extraordinary amount of stress.
Try and stick around, wait it out, and take this tier 2 tower. So
Dire's
decent
middle
tier
tower
3
has
Vibrant,
fallen.
given
All right.
Secret has
Radiant's
been
bottom
big
tower
out.
is
So if
under
they get
attack.
that as well,
Has that ever been
Secret are
cause for
absolutely gonna be
celebration?
back in this. BKB's done for Matu. They'll head to the pit. Nigma are going to have the full lineup back alive. Winter's Curse is not quite there. Stampede's going to be back in 20 seconds.
Curse is back.
GH.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Trying to play around with them. Extra team
Must
coming
I
in. Another
repeat
top to
myself?
control him. Miracle's going to start bouncing on forward. Nothing is found alone. As the bat will fall. And with that in mind, that's enough to sort of
Dire's
send
top
Secret
tower
away
is
from
under
the
attack.
idea of going for Roche. They punched him a little bit, but now they know 4v5, there's no way they can do it. They've got to get back and wait for sort of Nigma to make another mistake.
Dire's
like they
top
just
tower
did
is
to
under
really
attack.
allow Secret to go
Must
for
I
more
repeat
objectives like that.
myself?
And now they got a gem on Slark, which will allow them to get rid of the vision that Teams has. Like, they have a vision for split pushing on the side lane. They had one more near the Roche pit. but
Dire's
that's
bottom
not-
tower is under attack.
Should have this tier 2 tower, no problem.
In a blow to the Dire,
Secret,
their
it's
bottom
very,
tower
very interesting
has
to see how this
fallen.
team does play from behind, because it's just not a position that we're used to seeing them in.
I don't mean to
But
be
definitely still
alarmist,
showing that
but
once they are
Dire's
sort of
bottom
knocked
tower
about, they
is
can
under
see ways
attack.
out. This whole game, it's really going to gear up to this point where Miracle, you see it in the network, 18k, but Secret, they've got 2 heroes up there, both Matumba Man and Nisha. And when it's sort of this 2v1 carry situation, you cannot have any mistakes happen on your slug. That death from Miracle may be the signs of further things for Nigma to be worried about. If that happens once more,
Roshan
this game
has
starts to
fallen
get back to an
to
even
the
point.
Dire.
And with
It would
sort of
appear
having 2
Radiant's
lives,
top
the
tower
Secret
is
too
under
close
attack.
compared to the
Dire's
one
bottom
of the
tower
slot.
is under
It's a lot
attack.
harder of a game for Nigma to close up.
He can't afford to go ham right now with the Aegis.
Yeah.
Also,
That's-
at 40 is approaching. Lash needs a bit more experience to hit the level 25. He could buy the tome for himself in the next minute. Oh, that's gonna be a big kill if they can get it.
Shoots down the map. 75 seconds down, does have buyback. Secret in position with the 4 of them to push on. Nigma's got to get back for this.
I don't mean to be alarmist,
It's gonna melt.
but Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Coming out,
tower
it's gone.
has
It's already down.
fallen.
Secret
If
take it
that's
that
the
far,
proper
and
term
they're
for it.
disappearing. He's maybe not. Yaptor. He's caught just in time by Miracle. The pounce connects just before the TP finishes. If anything, Yaptor's being alone there does manage to give the space for Matu to get away unbound. Top lane, Kura will fall. GH did buy back for that whole attempt. So again, you see the goal difference. It continues to close. It continues to swing round. Only 2k in it right now.
Oh, that's a big item on Pugna. Full hex, even though they lost the Kuro and GH, which is delaying the push that they want to do right now. But Nisha playing extremely well in the past 10 minutes, just being outside the base, but pushing also Puppy. Hiding in the trees, setting the wards to see any kind of approach from Nigma.
Chasing GH. The York set up there. As he finds Puppy. Puppy's gone. Now they can turn towards Zai. Zai's going to be played around with. He's got a force and a blink. May be able to play his way away. Goes in very nice.
With a
He's sliding
style.
across them. Doesn't go deeper
to the
away.
impurities.
Oxford sort of switching over as he knows it's much more likely that Nigma had further backups setting in deeper in their jungle. As Zai, as a Tokyo drifts right past them and he's out there, even picks up a bounty rune on the way. Zai will live this time. Another sweet escape from him.
All right, some tier 4 items dropping right now. Ninja gear picked up on Morph. This item fits perfectly. 20 agi, movement speed. He might still saving Liver Titan.
Okay. It's with
You think he fooled me?
Alright, just gives up the Aegis like that. And he's got to be careful they do it a second time. The
It
stun timing
cannot
and
be
position will be
stated
off from
firmly
Nisha
enough
there.
that Dire's
As,
bottom
he's not able to
barracks
get it
are
at all. Even
under
if he did, it's
attack.
likely the Miracle always gets the dark pack cast off.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, the catapult, man, Secret playing so well.
They're holding on nicely. This only buys him a little bit of safety as Kuro and We Are. They already noped the hell out of there. They know the GH is gone. And he is dead for a long, long time. That buyback that he informed a minute or so ago. It's taken a hit for him now. He's down for 100 seconds. Nisha, the space he's found, you have to give credit to this man. You mentioned it earlier, but just looking at his KDA, 4-2-13. Amongst all the chaos, Nisha, he has done his best to avoid any opportunity of potentially feeding. Now, Zai, he'll say, I did that because I've tanked the ganks, and maybe there's some sort of truth to that. Nisha's just found the space perfectly, and he has had a free game. The levels are ridiculous. Level 26. Oh.
The leveler.
Does that work with his ability?
It should. I don't see why not.
Well, a lot of things should in Dota 2 and the don't. But we'll see.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's going to destroy towers.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
For now.
Yeah,
I
he has
predicted
no
this.
BKB, but this thing could save him once Tiny decides to go in. Just that little bit of a...
All one!
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
Keep him alive. But the moment Slark showed on the bottom lane to stop the split push, Team Secret...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Play as aggressive as possible, get a kill. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can. They're dodging these moves perfectly, Secret. The game pretty much back to even short. They lost to tier 3 in the mid lane, Secret, but they didn't lose any racks. They've taken the tier 3, of course, earlier away from Nigma. The game, it's back to something quite
Dire's
insane.
bottom
42
barracks
minutes,
are
but
under
absolutely
attack.
still going either way.
That's good news for someone.
Mid lane. They're in, and they can go for it. He's doing so much damage. They've got to get away from the
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Less than half HP. Both the Shadow for the stone. From Nisha catches him. Kuro's gone. Nisha building up the same charges. Overall, mind control, isolated, and the
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Now that's good news for someone.
I shall learn my grace.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. I feel like a broken
He
record.
is not fed. He's done everything to build up the power he needs to out-carry this Slark. And now, Secret, they're in a position where they're
Very
up to the base of
nice.
Nigma.
Dire's
The
structures
lanes
are
are in a good
fortified.
position. Both mid and the bottom lane are being pushed in. Left rack, level 25 edict. Those racks are gone.
There's no defending this bottom lane. A full set of racks
Sadly,
taken away.
Dire's bottom
by
barracks
Secret.
has
They'll
fallen.
move over towards the mid. Trying to force out some of these
Dire's
fire
middle
racks.
tower has fallen.
The cards hold him back. Magic middle of the BKB for this. We'll see if they can lock down. Fucking moves across. Mike's outside. He's in with the stop. And Miracle running out. Shadow dance. The dark back. He tries to turn. Moves towards Nisha. Backing him up. With the dark punch. The shadow dance. It ends. Back on.
If you're just tuning in, Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
The second pass being used to allow him to get to safety. Secret will now start to back away. They got what they came for. They took a second melee rack. Stampy's still available. Gets Matuma Man out to safety. They're not losing anyone, or maybe they can still find him. Cross back there. Miracle. He goes over towards Nisha with a plus stone hill. Nisha's healing up.
That's a relief.
They take a Miracle out of the game.
He's forced to buy back. That's the third buyback. 1, 2, 3. Actually, 5 buybacks on cooldown right now.
Nigma, they had such a beautiful early to mid game, but it's all getting torn apart right now by Secret. We're seeing an excellent showing of what this squad can do when they're behind.
Look at this graph. Whew, that's a 25,000 wing.
I don't know how you can regain control of this right now if you're Nigma. As I said, you've only got to look at the cores farm. It really is Slark versus this Lesh and Morph, and they're playing it swift now. We saw the stun control there from Secret. Zai, for the troubles he's had earlier, he's getting in now. These blink who stomps, they're tripping Miracle up. He's observing the dark pack usage perfectly to make sure that Zai can get in and find the timing.
What is JJ showing? Timeless Relic.
It's a nice item. Pugna, you know, plus 15% spell damage on Pugna, that's nothing to sort of laugh at. He hurts. But each time we have tried to sort of take place in these fights, Secret, they've got so many ways to getting on top of them. These blinks, waveforms, it's so hard for We Are to sort of stand his ground and do the damage.
Yeah, even with this 2 pipes, the heavy, like, magical mitigation, it's not effective at this moment anymore.
Secret, they're chasing Nigma. Trying to group up and prepare for this, but Nisha's power just continues to grow forever. He's level 20.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Must I
I gotta get
repeat
back up into the
myself?
defense, Nigma. They're heading over. Some TPs will come into place, but GH is in. Clears up the way.
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
GH will blink back.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
For a moment, I was like, how did that happen? It was
damage.
You yeah, Dota 2.
I was going to say, though, Gabe and, he respected GH there, because that was a perfect flicker. I mean, he went the safe way. That could have been a flicker into death.
They also triggered hit.
Always refreshing.
So this 17K
Wouldn't you just know it? Dire's top barracks are under attack.
For Nigma. Miracle will pick up the BKB, so some extra bit of safety to allow him to commit. See what they can do with that. And you see, and Morph, obviously, Matthew holding on to Titan's sliver for the fighting, and we'll have the leveler to switch in for when he's ready to start taking the buildings. So playing around with the illusionist. I like this, you know, some triple neutral items. You know, when they sort of said you only get one slot, they thought this would stop the hoarding, but Matthew said no, really. They're all mine, and rightfully so. Excellent to be used on the Morphin. Onto Nisha. He's really tanky right now, though.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
From mind control. Miracle trying to get the easy kill on Puppy, but Puppy will live. Nisha, BKB moves over and looks towards GH. GH gets healed just in time by the purification, and Miracle was able to finish up Puppy. Buys back immediately. As Secret stampeding forward, they'll surround the trees, they'll lose the engine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's watching Matthew with a mantle. But for the illusionist Kate goes, gets away from the initial pass. They turn, Dual set of beds, they have to follow. Done. They're looking for the Miracle's going to reach help, and he needs it now. Matthew now goes back. BKB from the ladder. We are down to the game. As Miracle's in trouble. He's got to pass away. There's no help from Ench or Pugna. Both of these heroes, Weeha and Kuro, do not have buyback. As Secret, they've got everybody up. Roshan is there. They can go for Roche, and they can look to push down mid. 100 seconds with no Pugna for the defense.
I think they want to go play this safe, get the Roche, it's a refresher, refresh the abilities. I'm not even sure it's good on it right now.
I don't know, usually on the refresher on best. I mean, maybe some double BKB action on someone. Actually, I get maybe for the Morph, a bit of a double combo with the nukes, double satanic. It's a lot of buttons to press there, but Matthew's got a lot of...
For reasons known only to itself, the Radiant have slain Roshan.
And also, of course, the ones to take the Aegis. But a very cold and hard minute here for Nigma.
That's a full butterfly. These core staffs are crippling Nigma. And
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
There's the refresh.
But Matthew is punching so hard. Miracle tries to turn. The Winter's Curse holds him in position side. He's isolated. He'll be able to get him. The cross now. GH commits his life to try and help Miracle and allows Miracle to get back. So
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
What does it matter? The Mega creeps around. Secret, they're over towards
Radiant's structures are not only fortified, they are positively glowing. I am required to point out that Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Can it be that Dire is under attack? Yes, yes it is. Gotcha. Radiant victory!
They were in such a tough spot. They were in the base. They did not left it for quite some...